Hey, little messies. Welcome to another episode.
You know I don't like when you call them that. You know that triggers me.
Quin's face when I just said that.
Ugh,
If you could
that's
throw a drink in
disgusting.
my face, you would have done it.
I would.
Um,
That's disgusting. I find that disgusting.
it's the
I
world
don't know
we
what to
live
call
in.
them, so I'll shut up about it, but
Deal with it. Yeah, come up with something else.
I
We have
can't.
a very fun guest today. He's a comedian and he's actually debuting his off-Broadway show Sugar Daddy very shortly. Um, please welcome Sam Morrison. Sam, thank you for joining us.
What's up, little
Yes.
messies?
See, it's
You
just
know
a
what?
little
Actually, I like it better coming from him. Maybe it just needs to come from a gay man. Like I almost feel like he's talking to me. Like that's something like my spouse or boyfriend would say to me. Like, oh yeah, I am a
See,
little
now
messy.
you like it.
I guess I'm just a
Real quick.
misogynist, Katie.
Yeah.
You said spouse or boyfriend?
Well, yeah, I've had both.
Oh, okay.
So
I wasn't sure if simultaneous.
He has, yes,
that's
probably.
that's
At least-
another. No, I'm just kidding.
Not spouse and boyfriend, but definitely boyfriend and boyfriend.
Oh yeah. You know what, Katie? Don't start dragging me already. Don't
Should've
do
just
that.
should have just let me say messies.
Oh my god. I know people like to bully tops, but I didn't know that bisexual women like to do it too. I mean, Jesus, Katie.
Do you know that like once a week, I'll be like making fun of him about something, and he'll be like, "Wow, thank God you're not a bully, because boy, would you be so good at it."
You are.
Oh, so um I want to tell I just waited, Sam, to tell Quin this story so you can just listen to my messy story of the day, I will call it, because usually I do something sloppy once a day. And today's messy interaction, you'll appreciate this. I messaged a friend of mine who's at one point we were very close friends, and now we're just more of acquaintances just because we both got busy and doing whatever, so we don't speak as much. And her wife had built a table, and I like am not close with the wife at all, and like kind of actually when they got married we just sort of became not as close of friends.
Oh, here
But
we
I
go.
was
Now
like,
we're
oh,
getting to
let
the
me
meat of it.
try to I'm like, let me try to reach out and be like, say something nice to this wife. So I saw that the wife built a table, and I messaged my friend and I go, so and so, in all caps, and then I wrote, the table that your wife built is beautiful, like all capital letters. And she writes back, yeah, thanks, she built that for her new place because she asked me for a divorce and she moved out. And I was like, so I wrote back, oh, the table's ugly.
You're a good friend, Katie.
She's like,
Maybe you'll be friends again now that the bad influence is gone.
yeah.
I mean,
What
what were
was
we gonna say, Sam?
when she said that? What was the vibe of it? Was it like, how dare you? Did she think you were trying to fuck with her?
No, it was definitely like, ha ha ha. Like she was like, she goes, it is a really beautiful table. And she's like, she built it for her new place because she asked me for a divorce with like 25 like laughing faces. And then she was like, but yes, it is really nice.
Yeah,
And I was like, it's
Jesus.
really ugly. And she's like, don't be ridiculous. We're not fighting. It's okay.
It's been like an occurrence. Like I've heard of quite a few lesbian relationships falling apart lately. I don't know what's going on. It's it's sad.
I said
I
that to
don't.
my friends. I was like, is there like an astrological thing happening right now that I don't know about? Because there's a few little breakups happening recently.
I think it's just like the switch. We're all excited about marriage. Gay marriage, but then that also means gay divorce. So
Yeah, it's that time.
you know about that, Katie, wouldn't you?
I do actually. So this friend helped me with my divorce.
For those of you who don't know, Katie was married to a woman and then got
Yeah,
divorced.
yeah.
and went back to men. That's like a step. That's an evolutionary step backwards, isn't it?
Sometimes you backslide, all right? It happens.
When did you? When did that happen?
So that happened now about 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay. Oh, so gay marriage got legalized, and you were like, "Fuck yeah!" And then
We were
immediately you were like, "Never mind."
Yeah, true. Yes, literally, like, we were waiting to, like, see if it would be legal, like, federally. Like, we
Oh,
were like, "Well, it's still happening, like, the marriage is still happening, let's see if it's, like, federally recognized." And then they were like, "Yes, it is," and we were like, "We don't care."
wow. That's It seems like yeah. It's just funny that like the law broke you. I don't know. Like the law, like it was actually bad for some couples because now they had to like have this very serious conversation.
I feel like don't you guys feel like there were probably a number of couples out there where, like, one of them was like, "Of course I would marry you, babe, but, like, we just can't."
Yeah,
Absolutely, 100%.
absolutely.
There's also like gay men have very different opinions about gay. I'm only saying gay men because I know more gay men, but I feel like we have very different, strong opinions about marriage in general.
Yeah,
I
we don't
can
want to give up our boyfriends.
Well, I think straight men probably have those same opinions, but they're bullied into getting married. Whereas, like, gay men, there's like a better chance that they can get away
They're like, you're
without
going to
getting
hell
married.
anyway. Who cares?
True, but also like gay people have such strong feelings about marriage because like whether you feel like it was a right or it
Yeah.
was something that you never thought was going to happen for you, or you
Mm.
think that it's just homophobic fundamentally and you would never be a part of it. And so I feel like that was probably the
Oh,
source
that's
of a
true.
lot of disagreements. And
Yeah.
then that gay marriage probably broke up a lot of boyfriends, which is just funny to think about.
I think you're right. I really, because I
What a
bet.
celebratory
Sounds
day.
like breakups. Tee.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm one of your little messies. Absolutely.
This couple was together for 9 years, broke up because one didn't want to get married. LOL.
Yeah,
Good. I love that.
sure, we gained a fundamental right, but let's focus on what's important. Breakups.
You've just summed up the whole podcast.
Actually, yeah. We
I
love a
came up
breakup here.
Yeah.
when in literal minutes. I was like, "When you're in a three-way, let's talk about it."
Yeah, right?
Let's dig in. Uh, I know better than that. No,
I
never
would not
again.
be able.
Hashtag never again.
Oh, were you in a non-monogamous relationship?
I have been in the past. I've been in pretty much every kind of relationship except for a quad relationship, which I was introduced to through Katie. Katie knows a
Yeah.
quad couple, and I've just been completely fascinated with the dynamics of that relationship, mostly the financials of it,
Oh, it's
because
so
four
good.
incomes. I mean, that's enough to make me hard right there. Four incomes that I have access to, but then if you go to the booties that are on hand too, that's another thing. So like I just was like very, and then like they don't have to go to events, like they can choose who goes to weddings, they
Yeah.
can pair off, and it just seems like it's fascinating to me. I can't say I could do it, but it's fascinating to me. It's the
Yeah,
final frontier.
I know a couple foursomes as well, and they're fascinating because both of the ones I know are. I know some people don't love the to use these terms, but they're like daddy bear chaser, both of them,
Mm.
Mm,
and then they just kind of switch it up sometimes.
So is it
love it.
like two younger, two older in your quad?
Well,
I Yeah,
not
like
mine.
the one that you know.
Not
Sorry. Yeah.
his quad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really
I think that's
know.
great.
I sort of know one person in each quad who's told me about it.
Hmm.
Mm. Now,
I
is this like a monogamous quad or is this an open quad?
I think they're open.
I would
Yeah,
hope so. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Why
they're
limit
open.
yourself to just three if you're gonna,
you're
Yeah.
that's so many people to, like, pass your info along, like, you know what I mean? I guess because, like, a lot of people I know, if they're in an open relationship, they're, like, in the kind of relationship where they, like, tell their partner, like, "I'm attracted to this person. I wanna date them," or whatever, and then I would be so bad about being like, oh, I have to tell all 3 of you about this going on? Or do you think at that point you're just
Mm.
like, "Babe, do what you wanna do, and then don't worry about it."
Oh my god, that's so much communication.
I would
Yeah,
be
I would
terrible.
imagine it's like you have a primary partner and then I was gonna say supplementary.
Auxiliaries.
Right? Yeah.
An auxiliary
I
partner.
get,
Well,
when
imagine.
I was go ahead, Sam.
Sorry, I just I know like two husbands and two husbands, and then they're also boyfriends.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think. I don't know. Is this
I
messy
know it,
enough?
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
messy, but it's like actually thinking that, like I don't think I ever talked about this in the pod. So like when I went into a relationship as a third, and I didn't know it, but I was basically there to save the relationship. The guys have been together for like
Oh.
15 years.
Yeah.
And so I kind of made things new and exciting again, and it was great. But then, like, I was just basically used, and I put in a lot of work, and then it just didn't work out. And I don't
I'm
know, like, I mean, it's okay. I was young. I was like 20, no, 22. So it's not a it wasn't a big deal necessarily, but it was big enough because, like, you kind of develop feelings for these two people. And then it's just like, oh, and they've since then broke up, which they should because they were a shit show.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
here's my question. Did you meet, like, one of them and have an attraction to one of them, and then he was like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend right now," or did you meet them as a couple?
I met them as a couple that I was just gonna
Okay.
go and have sex with.
Oh,
And
and then it
then
stayed?
it was like such a good vibe that it was like, let's do it again and again and again. And so,
Mm.
um,
Oh.
yeah. So that's
I,
my only real experience with that
And
personally.
then did they break up with you? Like, did they have to be like I would be so
Okay.
mad.
I ended up going out of town because I was like traveling a lot at the time because I was like doing all these like random like parties and stuff that I used to do. And I was down in Florida for a while and I was gone for like maybe 3 months. And they didn't really seem to care when I got back whether or not
You were
we
gone.
hooked up again. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I get back in town. I'm like, oh, let's, I want to see you. And they're like, yeah, like we need to talk. And then they like basically broke up with me
Like
yeah.
2
and was
people
like,
in one room? Like, did they sit
yeah,
you down like mom and dad and they put you in a chair and they were like,
they were
"We're
both
not."
old enough to be my parents. So yes, it was basically like child and whatever. And they said they needed to like focus on them too. And like they got caught up in the whole sex of it because, I was laying it down to both of them. I was putting in a lot of work here.
Yeah.
And then basically the rug got pulled out from under me. So then I was like, okay, shit. And that was it. And then they broke up like maybe a year after that.
Mm.
Mm.
I heard I wasn't in contact with them anymore.
I mean, this sounds hot. Also,
For a
I'm just
while it was. It was very
right. Yeah. Let's make sure because I'm so
let's
sorry.
stay focused on what's important.
Yeah. Um, this sounds really terrible, and those guys fucking suck. But also, you said it yourself. Like, the feelings of 22-year-olds simply do not matter.
Yeah. And I mean, I was nothing to them. I was like a talking dildo. They didn't care. So
It's fucking terrible.
I like how you're Quinn, you're like, "And then they just pulled the rug out from under me and my whole world flew upside down." And
no.
Sam's like, "That
Yeah.
sounded
That's
hot,
hot.
actually."
That's really hot.
There was
We're so
goodbye sex, but it was hot, yeah.
all your feelings don't matter. So,
We're gonna do it one more time and then we're gonna be done.
And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
well, congrats on finding some daddies, and I'm sorry they are such assholes.
I'm sorry they didn't adopt
Yeah.
you. I'm sorry they only fostered you.
It financed my partying, yeah, but whatever.
I mean, if you're
What
out
were
of
we
there for
talking about?
3 months, then that's just, I had
Oh, I was all over. It was a wild time for me.
I had the
But
opposite experience. This is a perfect example of like gay men versus lesbians where I was living with someone and then I was like, I'm going to move out of the city and you cannot move with me." And she was like, "Yeah, okay, totally." And I was like, "No, I'm like moving." And I was like, she's like, "Well, maybe I'll move there too." And I was like, "If you move there, we're not living together. We can see if we're going to spend like this is me being 25 and not good at like actually just breaking up with people." I was like, "What I will do is move and tell you you're not invited." I moved to a whole other state. And then she like was like, "Well, I'm gonna come visit you." And I was like, "I don't think that's a good idea." And then she came and visited, and I was like, "No, I'm trying to leave. Like I'm
Oh,
leaving the
no.
whole state."
First of all, this
Wow.
sounds so hot. Right, did I not mention that messy is literally my turn on?
Well, welcome. That's
Yeah,
such
you're
a
in the right
very
place.
that's such a low key breakup though. Like it's just like you kind of like eased
I thought
away.
so,
And it
but
was
then
like
it got
that's a
weird.
passive aggressive way to dump somebody.
It was
And
bad.
it's hilarious.
That was when I was like, maybe I should go to therapy. Like I was like, I took a whole ass other job and moved. So I would not have to have a conversation of like, I just don't want to date you anymore. I was like, I'm gonna move. You cannot move with me.
Wow. That
Yeah,
is
it was pretty
worse than
bad.
what happened to me. That and they offered to keep having sex with me only to not be with me anymore. And that's still worse than what happened to me. They wanted to demote me.
Yeah, that's a weird one. How can you? That feels like I just don't see how that would work. I guess because I guess then they just wouldn't take you on like a date after or something. I don't know.
I guess I would just go home afterwards.
Yeah, like you just don't spend the night. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Sam, have you
But what
done any
about you,
shitty
Sam?
breakups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, yeah. No. Well,
He's like, I love other people's mess. I don't do the
Yeah.
shit.
I don't.
now I'm thinking about what I can. No, I don't think I should talk about them on. Well, you know, you want to get the other person's like consent before you.
That's true. Not me, because fuck those
Not
men.
Yeah.
us.
No.
But I hear
Uh,
that.
yeah. I mean, I've, uh, yeah, I've really only been through one breakup.
And
That's
you've
not a
never
bad
been in
track
a
record.
multiple partner relationship.
Oh no, no, I've been in 2 monogamous relationships.
You're just like really living and having healthy relationships.
It's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I just don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm happy. There's plenty of mess I'm happy to get into, but I don't know. Like, I mean,
Oh, you don't have to talk about yours.
Yeah, don't worry.
It just felt kind of rude to not ask if you had
Yeah.
a secret.
We were sharing our garbage people stories, and I was like, I don't want you to feel left out. Like, if
Yeah, we
you
don't want
have
you
a
to feel left
garbage
out.
person story that you want to share.
no,
If not, that's totally cool.
not related to breakups.
Okay, I do have a here's the question for you guys because Christmas
Oh
has
boy.
just passed and I was thinking about something and I've been thinking about it since before Christmas. By the time this episode comes out, Christmas will be over. And I started thinking about this in November when I was shopping. What should you do if your partner gets you like an extravagantly expensive gift and you hate it? And I mean like something that you like have to use but you hate it. What would you do? Like if someone bought you like a car or something but it's like the most annoying car you've ever driven or like I was thinking about it because my boyfriend bought me a MacBook and I actually do love it, but he gave it to me and I did not touch it for like 9 days. And he was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, I don't think I'm like emotionally ready to make the switch from a PC to a Mac." Like I get
It was
intimidated by electronics and he's like, "Do you want to use your new computer?" And I was like, "Nope."
wow.
But then I'm
Uh
like, that's like a smaller scale than what I was even thinking. Was like, what if someone just bought you like a car that you need a car, but you fucking hate this car? Like, do you say like, "Oh, I want a different car," or do you just drive that shitty car or the nice car that you hate for the next like however many years?
I mean, to me, it's like if it's a good relationship, I think the other partner would understand if you got them a gift and then was like, I don't like this. But you can just like return stuff, you know? Like if I got my partner a gift and it was, I don't know, like let's say it's like $1,000 necklace, and
Yeah.
they were like, thank you so much, I love you so much, but I just would never like wear this necklace. I'm gonna return it, or can we return it? I'd be like, yeah, of course, and we'll get something. I'll try again.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah, I do think you should be
healthy,
able to say
Sam.
it. Well, I can't say that it's healthy necessarily for me. I just, if I don't like something, it just comes out.
Yeah,
I'm
your face just doesn't hide it.
not only that, I'm gonna say it like it's hard enough being a black person. I will not suffer in silence. So I've had a situation where do everybody remember Ed Hardy? Am I the only
Yes.
person who remembers?
Of
Now Ed
course.
Hardy had a lot of clothes. I
Okay.
thought they were all ugly,
I
and
agree.
somebody gifted me a rather expensive Ed Hardy shirt that I did not want to wear,
Okay.
and I told them I don't want this. Like I said, like I don't like this, and I'm not gonna wear it. Would it be okay if I returned it for something else? And that was it.
And they were just like
So I
fine
would
with it?
I mean, if they were okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've learned usually with white people, if they don't like something that I say, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Like they
'Cause
won't bring
I
it to me. They'll be very surface level about it, and you know what? That's fine with me. That's perfectly fine with me.
So you'll never know. You'll just
I
live
have
the rest
never, and I'll never ask, and I don't
of
care.
this anarchy.
No, the codependence part of me would absolutely be watching your every move. Like the thing with me with gift giving is there's some gifts where I'm like, I know that you might not like I'm like, this one could go either way and I won't be offended if you don't like it. Then there's other ones where I'm like, I really just feel like you'll love this. And then if they don't love it, I'm like, oh
You've
man,
misjudged me.
I was so far off on that.
Katie, I
Wow.
love you to death, and if that happens, I want to let you know. I will tell you that I don't like it, and you have free reign to tell everybody that you know how ungrateful I am. You can tell
Oh.
everybody, but don't you let that get back to me. But you can talk to whoever you want about. You can badmouth me, be as mad as you want, but don't ever let it get back to me. And it,
I
and we
call
good.
Josh I call Josh Mr. Gratitude because he is like you, Quinn, where he like if he doesn't like something, he just says he doesn't like it, and it like blows my mind. Like I'm like, you're just gonna say you don't like that? Like,
I
you're
feel,
supposed to wear it forever and then hide it. Like
I feel worse as the gift giver than I would saying no. You know what I mean? If someone
yeah.
says I don't
Mm.
like it, I feel terrible. But also, I think it depends on the person. Like if it's actually, I think if it's like a friend and not my partner, I would be. I probably wouldn't say anything.
Like if
Like,
they gave you a
what did
shitty
you
Oh.
give
gift.
that Ed Hardy gift? Was it a friend?
Yeah, it was a friend that it wasn't like a sexual thing. Like we weren't sexual. It was just a friend who I had gotten really close with,
Yeah.
and it was a very nice gesture because I wore Ed Hardy cologne, and they thought
Oh.
that I would want those clothes, and I didn't. So
I feel like depending on how close the friendship is, it'd be fine. But if like, I feel like an acquaintance or a colleague got me something really nice, I would never tell them.
No, me either.
hmm.
But if someone that loves me and I love them got me something nice, I will be. I feel like as much of a bitch about it as I want to.
Because you feel free to be
Oh
able to be you. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, of course. I feel like you should be able to express these things.
Like if you can't be a
Good.
horrible person to the people that you love,
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And it's like I
I
don't want my partner to keep that inside. You know, if I do something and they're like, "Why the fuck did you get me this?" I
I
I want to know that.
Mine is a bell curve. So mine is like acquaintances, don't say anything. Close friends, say something. Boyfriend, probably don't say something. I don't know why.
and I'll go one further. I think when you get to the curve of the friend say something in a joking way,
Oh,
like you
totally.
won't outright say it. It'll be like, oh, like that was kind of biting. Did she mean that? Or oh, okay.
Actually, okay. I just remembered something. So my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, she bought me this sweater. and
The
it
lesbian
was
mother, right?
the lesbian mother, and I
Okay.
love this woman, like, I
There was
still
a
love her.
lesbian mother of a lesbian.
No, the mother of a lesbian.
Other lesbian, that's
She's
what I meant.
straight.
Thank you. We would have this podcast.
Okay.
Been over.
So she bought me this sweater, and some context is that I was so close with them. I would give them like joke presents. Like I got her dad, like her dad was obsessed with, they had like one of those wiener dogs as a pet. So I got him like, I found this statue of a wiener dog and I just got it for him as like a joke, but he actually really loved it and put it like in front of his fireplace and everything. So we would get each other like joke presents. And so she gave me this sweater that was so ugly that I thought it was a joke. Like I was like, "Oh, she's fucking with me." Like she's got bought me this ugly sweater. And so I opened the sweater and I went, "Oh," and I go, "I don't like it." And it just came out and I don't know how that came out of me. And she goes, "What?" And then she like snatched it out of my hand and she was like, "Don't worry about it. You don't have to have it." And then I heard about that sweater like every day for the next like 3 years. Like
Oh my god, Katie. I'm surprised
yeah.
that didn't like vanquish you like a charm demon. I'm surprised you didn't scream until you blew up.
It's like truly
That is
like
the
it just
worst
came
scenario.
out. Yeah, and it was like in front of the family, like a lot of the family, and it just came
Oh.
out where I went, "Oh, I don't like it," and I don't know why
But
why that came out.
it was like a joke.
I truly thought it was a joke gift. It was not. She gave it to me seriously.
No, but you're saying that was a joke?
No, I
Maybe
really didn't like it, but so I was just like, "Oh," I don't know. I was like experimenting
they
with
have
being honest with my feelings.
And they went wrong.
Remember, as white people, we lie. That's our thing.
Yeah, I was like, I went right back into that. I was like, you know what? We can just go back to keeping it inside.
Did they have a good
Cut to
sense
me
of humor?
telling my husband's grandmother I didn't like her Italian food.
Ooh, oh, Quinn, are you dumb?
Look, it wasn't seasoned. I'll die on that hill. That meat was not seasoned. I don't care how much oregano you put on it. That ain't enough seasoning.
Why do you have to go after grandma though? Of all the
I wasn't mean about it. I just said like they were like, "Would you like it?" And I was like, "No, I don't want any. I didn't care for it the last time I had it."
Who
And
says that?
everybody, I don't want to waste it, and I'm not. I'm not gonna
Oh
make
my
myself.
god, you're a
What is it's called? Like
monster.
brajol? What is it called? Brajol? It's
You didn't
yes.
like the brajol? Was it
Katie. I don't know if
bad
you
or
know
did
this
you
about me,
not
but I
like
hate
it?
tomato sauce. I had a rough go in that family. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like marinara. It
Had
was
rough
rough.
go.
At one time, at one time, they told me, "I don't know what you're gonna eat because this is like what we made." I went into the freezer and I made fried shrimp for myself.
What? No, you're crazy. No,
Oh
no.
my god, you are a top. The way
Yeah,
that you stood up for yourself there? Wow, I'm hard.
Love
Unbelievable.
that woman. Love them, but I don't like
that's
that Brazil.
hilarious. I dated an Italian guy and we went out to dinner and we stuffed our faces and we were doing like the Christmas rounds or something and we like stopped at his Nona's house and we like pulled in to the driveway and he goes, "Oh no." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "We're gonna have to eat." And I was like, I can't do it. I'm gonna die." And he's like, "You're gonna have to make a plate." And I was like, "I won't, I can't, I won't make it." And we went inside and we made a fucking plate. And his Nona was like, "You eat like little bird." Like she was like, "You just picked a big little bird." And I wanted to be like, "Bitch, I ate like a fucking 3-course dinner before I came over here." And I was just
You're
like,
like, I want to
"Oh
puke.
yeah."
I would have went up in there like Larry David. I would have been very clear I don't want to do it. Like that's. I mean, hey, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I grew up having to eat food that I did not like because my parents were like fucking ghetto totalitarians. I'm not doing that as an adult. Like if I don't want to eat it, I'm not eating it. And don't take it personal, grandma. Love you down, but I'm not eating that. And hey, I got to protect my peace, right?
I'm
I just
impressed.
I couldn't do it.
Yes.
I would
You should
die.
hear about
I
when I
would.
found the Confederate ornament on the Christmas tree. Now that's a story.
Wait, that is a story you
What?
need to tell right now. What are you talking about?
Picture it. Christmas like a couple years ago. I've been going to
Okay.
my in-laws' family for Christmas for about 10 years almost. I sit down in the lazy boy. I look to the right and I see a Confederate soldier and a bride on a
What?
Christmas ornament getting married.
Shut
Never
up.
saw this before. All these years I've seen this tree, never saw it before. When
Do
I
you think they
tell
put
you
it in the
what went
back?
through
Like,
my mind,
And that's why I don't believe in marriage. We have strong opinions about it.
I
did you say something? Of course you said something.
Katie, I jumped up from the chair and I said, while pointing, "Why is this on this tree?" And I said it so loud that my voice boomed through the entire house because, like, it was a house full of people, family. It was holidays, so
Oh
people
my
weren't even all in
god.
the room. But everybody in that house heard me,
Oh
and they
wow.
didn't even know what I was talking about. They were so like, "What do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you?" And it turns out that one of my um, father-in-law's mother passed away,
Okay.
and he kept this ornament as like a keepsake because when he was getting married, the year he was getting married, his mother went to South Carolina and found this little bride and Confederate soldier and thought it was cute. It had the year of their wedding on it, and she gave it to them as a gift that Christmas, which ironically is exactly what my husband's mother did on our anniversary, but it was Disney, which was different.
Okay.
So he had this sentimental attachment. Now, keep in mind, his family they're immigrants. This is the story they tell. So like they don't have any real American connection to the Confederacy or the South or anything like that.
Okay.
But because his mother gave it to him, it was a big deal. And he looked me in the face and he told me, "Well, my mother gave me that. It's not coming off the tree." Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's what he
Oh
did.
shit. That's two
With that,
people protecting their peace in one room, and that's
with him, with him.
I would
Then,
die.
so then I was like, I didn't ask you to take it off the tree. I'm asking you, why do you feel it's okay to have this on the tree with me in
Mm,
this house?
wow,
Wow.
I very well articulate. Like if I was in a situation, anything like that, I would not be able to like. Yeah.
Sam,
No, this is what
I
I would do.
realized
Ready? I would hold the
you
drink
just
and I would go
just a
then I would
reaction.
just sip the
Oh
drink and I
no, I was
would be like,
speaking
the
for
group chat is gonna be lit later. Like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. This was like go time. I trained my whole life. It was too close to Cicely Tyson's birthday. May she rest in peace. This had to happen. And when he said that to me, I realized something. What got me there was I realized that my father-in-law argued exactly like my husband, and with that, I knew I'd won.
Oh.
Oh my god. Are we in a play?
Right?
True story. True story. This happened. I'll cut to the end. We go back and forth. We're heated. My husband's mother comes up and she's like, "Well, we never thought of it that way." For an instant, there was a reality where I cut to her real quick and said, "Shut up, bitch," because that's what I thought. But I didn't do that. But
Well,
like
good
if it
for
was like
you.
an alternate reality in the
Yeah.
metaverse, I
Yeah.
said that to my mother-in-law, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I explained, I was like, you don't have to look at it that way because this isn't your reality. So I was very good. It was like the Matrix. I was in the zone. I was like
Wow.
articulate and respectful in their house and the whole thing. By the end of the whole thing, he took it down from the tree and we hugged it out and he apologized to me.
What
Wow.
the fuck? That's so healthy.
And that's what
Like,
happens
that's
when you are true to how you feel and you talk about it the right way.
Oh
well, I
my
don't think I'm
god.
gonna do that.
I'm terrified of confrontation.
Me too. Like
I'm
that
really bad
I
at
kind.
that.
love that man to death. I love that man to death, but I was prepared to knock him into his Christmas tree if I had to.
Wow.
Wow. Now all I can imagine is like a metaverse with all the like Avengers superheroes, and then just like for half a second he flashes Quinn, like "fuck you, bitch," and then right
Uh huh.
back.
Exactly. And then like, let's not do that. Let's try it again. Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
it was rough,
god.
but like, yeah, you gotta be honest. And they, It was terrible. You know, it's a family full of white people. His sister started crying. Like people started crying.
Oh my
Like
god.
they were oppressed with this ornament. They started crying, and I had to be like, I was like the big bad black wolf, but I was okay
Did
with that
people
because
people just came in the other room and like looked at you? Like were they just
they watched
watching
the
this
whole thing.
happen?
Okay, so you know there's two types of people: people who run from confrontation and people who like to look
Yeah.
at it a little bit. The ones who like to look at it a little bit, they were there. The ones who didn't were crying in their room.
Oh my
At least
god,
two
stop
people ran out
it.
of the room crying. Oh my god, that family is so wasp. It is
Did they
unbelievable. Like
cry because they felt bad or they cried because it was just like awkward and they didn't like that feeling?
the second one.
Okay.
There is no confrontation in that family. Like
Yeah.
I'm married to somebody who is very much not open about their feelings. Like that's yeah. So
That is bonkers. I would not say a word and then like in bed later I'd be like, "Did you see what's in that fucking
oh,
tree?
I'm
Do you
sure
know
they
about
all talked about it. All talked about it that night. But nobody said anything to me. And what did I say? Not about me. We don't have a problem.
That's crazy.
I could have
Have
sworn I
you
told you
ever
that story
said,
before.
No.
What'd you say, Sam?
and to this day, have you said, fuck you, bitch, to your
No,
mother?
no, no.
Okay.
I love her. No matter what happens, I love that woman. I love them both. That was just like a really big blind spot of theirs
Yeah.
Yeah.
to have.
I
Like
told
you can't.
you. Oh, go ahead.
I'm like, and I went in depth. I was like, this isn't cute. Do you think she made her own dress? Do you think that this wedding was catered? I went like, no.
Wow.
You had like a whole fucking speech ready.
There's nothing beautiful about a Confederate wedding.
Oh my god. That's great. I would just absolutely look at it and then be like, and then be like, I have to tell everyone about this except the person who owns the
I don't
tree.
know.
Like
Like, but even like if it's something like personal, like let's say that was like, because like you're Jewish, Sam. What would be on that tree that would make you have to say something? Because like to me, that would be like having a swastika on that tree for me.
well, yeah, it
Which
is
even
like
that was also something I would have been arguing like that for.
I don't know if I could do anything.
they could have my face in a ring of fire, a ring of hellfire, just only my face, and I would be like, "Oh, did you guys see that ornament?" And I would still not say
Just,
anything.
yeah. Especially in like
Wow.
with someone in like a with a group of people. Maybe if it was just me and like my partner, but and we could kind of do it quietly. But like if in a group of people, I don't think I've ever done that or anything like that. I
I
mean,
was
if
I've
prepared to touch all four walls in that motherfucker if I had
if
to.
someone
I
crosses somebody else, I'm way more apt to go bonkers. But if it's like something
mm,
that's offensive to me for whatever reason, because of my traumatic childhood, obviously, I would just not, I would just be like, woo, that's crazy. Keep it inside. I
it takes all
don't know if I
kinds.
told you. Did I tell you that my mother in law told me that she didn't like my wedding dress?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but no.
No, well, so I and I maybe this was after the sweater now that I'm thinking about it full circle. Um, because I know that she's wild, I had picked out my dress and I was like, "Will you come down to the store and if you want to look at it because there were like a bunch of us getting married of course because it was like that time so like three of us were just all trying on dresses and I wasn't even like really looking so no one like from my family was there. So I was like, oh, let me just call my mother-in-law. She lives like 2 feet from the store and she can come look at it. And I called her and was like, this is the dress I'm buying. Cause I was like, don't play any games because she will tell you if it's ugly. So I was like, gave her like a heads up of like, whatever this dress looks like, you're just gonna say that you like it. And so I go, this is the dress I bought or I'm buying and she opens the dressing room and my like one of my best friends is in the room with me and she kind of did what I did with the sweater. Like I opened the thing and she goes, "Oh, I don't like it." And then I go, "Well, then you need to get out."
It's good.
And she
I
goes,
feel like
"What?"
that's
I'm sorry.
harsher
I
than
go,
what I
"Bye.
did.
I'll see you at home."
Yeah. because that's just like mean for. That's worse than also the gift thing too. To say that
Yeah,
I don't
I can't
like.
believe I forgot about that. But I
She
literally was just
probably
like,
did
"Oh
that on
my god."
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, "Oh, get out." And she goes, "What?" And I was like, "Get out." And then
Yeah.
I told my then fiance, I was like, "You need to know what your mother just did." I go, "I just sent her home." And she was like, "What?" And I go, "'Cause she just, blah, blah, blah." And when I got home, her dad, the woman's husband, was like, Katie, sit down. And he was like, so and so has something that she wants to say to you. And it was and I sat on the couch and I go, okay. And she walked in and she goes, I'm very sorry that I said that I didn't like your wedding dress. That was wrong. And I'm sorry. I should have not done that. And I go, it's totally fine. Can we just have dinner? I was like dying. But
That's
she, like,
hilarious.
this woman is so, I love her so much. She's so bonkers and she's so um just wild. Like when she was not used to people like setting boundaries with her. So she would do like little digs a lot. It's like one time we were all going to dinner and I was just sitting on the couch and she went to walk she walks by me and she goes, "Oh, are you wearing that to dinner?" And I go, "Yeah, are you wearing that?" She was like, "Oh, I'm not saying anything."
And she don't have to apologize again.
Yeah, exactly. It was so funny.
That's
That's like the only time I can think of where I was just like, "Okay, bye."
Sounds like a movie.
in-laws are weird. It's a
Yeah.
set of parents you didn't ask for
Yeah.
and you don't know what to do with.
Yeah. What were you saying, Sam?
She sounds like a movie character.
She is like a movie character.
Like I don't.
She went to get plastic surgery done and she was supposed to only be getting a couple of cheek implants. And then we got a phone call from my ex's aunt that her husband was refusing, like my ex's dad was refusing to pick her up from the doctor's office because she got like $30,000 worth of plastic surgery. She didn't tell him. So
So,
she had like a full facelift and lipo and all this shit. And when he found out he wouldn't pick her up,
so she's just stuck in the office.
she's bonkers.
After all that, it shouldn't have been hard to get a ride home.
We were like, my ex was like so upset, and I was like, that is like queen shit. I was like, that's amazing. Your mom's so chaotic.
It's
I love
one
it.
thing to spend a little bit more money than what your spouse wants you to in some areas. I don't
Mhm.
think cosmetic surgery is one of those areas.
No,
$30,000 in cosmetic surgery, that's grounds for divorce, if you ask
when
me.
you don't work
So
and he doesn't want you to even do the first thing, like he doesn't even want her to have surgery in general. She, it was
That's
you
wild.
lost me at
wild.
just cheek implants. Like, oh, just cheek implants. Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Sam, have you ever fought with any of your significant other's parents? And you're probably gonna be like, no, I've just had really healthy interactions with them.
Yeah, no, I just have like perfect relationships with everyone in my life. Thank you for asking. If you guys want
No,
to keep, displaying how terrible people you are, that would be good.
he'll just like comment.
And you
No
both
Hanukkah
actually have,
fights
like
for
really
Sam.
brave stories. You like standing up for yourselves. Um, no, I mean for the most part, I with my late partner Jonathan, I only met his parents through Zoom.
Okay.
And then we only met after he passed, so like we had never had any uh complications. And then my first partner, um no, we never got there.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry
probably
to
for
hear.
the
I'm
best.
sorry to hear about the passing of your partner. I've
Yeah.
gone through that myself. That's very difficult.
You have.
I have. It was my first high school uh, boyfriend passed away.
Wow. I didn't know. I
So
mean, I'm so sorry. I'm just a little taken aback. I've never. It's very hard to meet other people that have gone through
mhm.
partner loss.
It's a different kind of pain. It's very painful.
Yeah, it's very very unique and brutal.
Hmm.
Obviously, um, I didn't know that. I mean, I, especially definitely not like another gay comedian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Quinn has gone
Well,
through
you talk
every
to people.
relationship situation that exists, I feel.
Wow. Well,
Almost,
yeah, we'll have to talk about that more off the pod because
of
I can't
course.
imagine
Yeah.
it's too. Uh, well, I was gonna say it's not too funny, but that's literally what my solo show is about, and it's a comedy. So,
Hmm.
well,
It's you can find the humor.
Why don't you
I mean,
tell,
that's what we
because
do.
yeah, I was gonna say we're close to wrapping up anyway, so why don't you tell the listeners about your show in general? And
yeah,
then we will be putting links to that because it's going to be debuting shortly after this episode is released. So
absolutely. Sugar Daddy is about meeting my late Jonathan at a gay bear festival, and then finding humor and grief after his passing. It's like it's a very like um, intimate, vulnerable storytelling that kind of weaves together in the end in some really incredible coincidences. But it is also very um, unhinged and gay. So it's very horny and you I mean if you know my stand up, you know that it's just like
Hmm.
yeah, so it's mostly stand up comedy and storytelling. And yeah, it's also about diabetes and ass eating and there's some Hebrew prayers. It's
Something
yeah,
for everybody,
it's
really.
everything.
I'm just trying to hit all the demographics.
But do you have a Confederate wedding in the show?
We cut
Oh
it.
no,
Um,
we cut
we
it.
You're like, we cut it
we,
after one awkward Christmas.
yeah.
we just thought, let's not. That sounds like a really incredible show, and I know that that probably is a very huge thing to be able to do in your art and share that with people. Like that's a very intimate and heavy thing, and to be able to do that in a deft way, and I applaud you for that. And I'll definitely be
Yeah,
coming to see it. I didn't know that's what it was about. So,
Thank you.
we'll
Thank
go
you.
check it
Yeah,
out.
I'm really yeah, I mean, I did the show in Edinburgh, so I did it a lot, and I got to hone it. And then I did it at New York Comedy
mhm.
Festival, and now it's going off Broadway, which is honestly just unreal. Like I've never imagined something like that. Well, it was kind of a dream when I was like a theater kid in college, but it's such a different world, and I'm like learning so much, and it's so overwhelming, and there's so much pressure. But I'm really excited.
You should be excited. It's a
Yeah,
great
it sounds
thing.
amazing.
And it's, and it's probably just the beginning of that. So get ready.
Yeah.
I hope
So
so, but you never know. I mean, these things also go so I'm sure it's a 6 week run right now.
Hmm.
Wednesdays through Saturdays at 7 p.m. Starting January 11th to February 18th. But I'm
It's
sure it'll
great.
go by like that. It's a lot. I mean, it's 22 shows.
That's a lot of
But
shows.
yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of shows. It's a lot of shows. It's a lot of shows.
You're like, it's so
It's
many
good. It's
shows.
good.
Tickets to sell. Go.
Little Messies, go watch this.
I'm just
Yes,
honestly
go. Come into New York. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, it's called Sugar Daddy. Like, what's a messier title than that?
There's
Nothing.
isn't one to be had. So
A
Sam, where
goal I
can people
aspire to
find
be one day.
you? You what?
Aspire to be one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
good. People will be like, I aspire to find one, but that's
We're a
topic.
different we've got
Oh
top
no.
energy.
Yeah.
Like, I found my daddies. It did not work out.
I am the
Did
daddy.
not. No, I am the daddy. I'm the captain now.
So Sam, why don't you tell people where they can find you too? And then we will be posting the links for the show in our show notes, but you can also follow Sam. And Sam, tell everybody where they can find you.
at Samuel H. Morrison on everything. Everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. That's everything. Oh, I guess Facebook.
Grindr,
Yeah.
Reddit, all of
Oh,
it.
also YouTube. Just Google Sam Morrison.
Just find him.
Just
Anywhere
find
the
me.
magic will touch you.
Yeah.
Really defensive for no reason. Just Google me.
Or else.
I don't know. Have you heard of the internet? You messy little. I gotta stop saying bitch so much.
It's one of the 4 basic phrases, you know?
Yeah.
You can't get rid of it.
Well, I might ask you to edit out some of that if that's not too annoying.
You might
You what?
what?
I might ask you to edit out some of those bitches.
You know what?
I'm trying to cut back. I don't know why I'm now including this in the recording, but
That's all right. Listen, I think we should leave the bitches in. I regularly say bitch. Just have to deal with it. The bitches just have to deal with it, including myself.
You know too many gay men, that's why, Katie.
It's because I am a bitch, but I think it's a good word. So I get like if people call me a bitch, I'm like, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now you're appropriating from gay culture. Watch it.
I know. Cut this out.
No, we're gonna leave it in so you can get canceled, Katie. Half Mexican woman appropriates from gay culture.
Oh no. All right.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Sam. This was a lot
Yeah.
of fun. So glad you could take the time to sit
It was
down with
definitely
us.
worth the end of my career. This is a lot of fun.
Worth it. And guys,
Nailed
we
it.
will see you next week. If you have any messy stories you want to share with us, you can email us at messyshowpod@gmail.com. You can also find us on all the social medias at Messy Show Pod, and we will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
See ya.